please speak about how HR is changing nowadays in the digital era and how technology can help HR to be more effective, more productive and more flexible.
All right, thank you Ildiko for inviting me again. I believe there are many drivers for the transformation of HR. Firstly, I think that the workforce that we are dealing with in the business world today is evolving very quickly. For example, millennials being half of the world's workforce by 2020, and millennials, according to research, have different expectations of the technology that they interact with at work. So that is one example where the change in the workforce demographics is impacting how HR is dealing with the workforce. I think the second thing that I think I'm noticing as a trend is also the rise of the gig economy, freelancer economy. We have seen research as well that says that by 2020, almost 40% of the workforce would have been engaged or involved in doing freelancing work. This is a huge change for HR because traditionally in the past, the main audience that HR has to deal with are permanent employees or full-time employees, but now HR need to go and figure out what is the best way to manage so-called the gig workers. Thirdly, I think there are many innovations in the digital world and that we can see from a consumer perspective, right? But quite a lot of this innovation has not yet been adopted widely in the HR world. For example, there are still many organizations that offer HR software to the employee that doesn't run on a mobile. And you have to get things done with HR by using a software that you can only use on a PC. So the question is, how can HR deal with all this disruption and adopt very quickly so that they can meet the expectations of their company as well as the workforce that they're dealing with? One thing that HR could really consider is understanding design thinking. I think the main idea of design thinking is really for HR to adopt a more empathetic approach into developing solutions or processes that will meet the needs of a more and more diverse audience. This is something that we use in developing our HR tech solutions, and we believe the application of design thinking can be used even in areas where no technology is involved. For example, if HR decides to modernize compensation and benefits that they want to offer to their workforce, design thinking is one approach for them to actively listen and understand what the workforce needs, and from there come up with better solutions for them.
Do you think that technology really can revolutionize not only the way we work, not only the processes, but as we think as employees ourselves in our workplace?
So I feel that it's a paradox for me to say technology can help companies make the employee experience more human. This is one example where HR technology is changing. So in the past, maybe in the last 20 years, people create or adopt HR technology is to have more automation, more efficient processes, and whereas the HR software is being designed around automating HR processes, and as a result, I think the whole experience of going to work feels very rigid in the sense that every interaction with the company involves filling up a form online. That does not necessarily translate to a better employee experience. But I believe with a lot of innovation in technology today, such as mobile, such as artificial intelligence, biometrics, and even gamification. So the idea is to say that we can use all this technology to make employees feel more human in a way. to make them feel like the company actually want to build a better relationship with them and to engage them and to support them to do better work.
It's very, very important what you are saying, that companies must understand that they have to create and establish a much better relationship with their employees. There's a lot of discussions about robotics and artificial intelligence based solutions, and some people say that it's quite frightening thinking of that robots will take people's job. What do you think about this subject?
I believe robotics has its benefits. It takes away the really repetitive and manual work from human. There will be some work that will be taken over by robots, where the robots will replace the human. There will be some work that will change, where a human is working together with AI and robotics to deliver a product or service. I can give you an example, maybe chatbots in HR. I think what a lot of people don't realize is that chatbots without human training is actually not very intelligent. So the way to help a chatbot become more intelligent quickly is to have a human train the chatbot to provide better response. So one future job for HR could be something like a chatbot trainer. So the question is that can a HR person be equipped and develop himself or herself to understand how to work side by side with artificial intelligence and robotics to better serve their target audience.
Exactly. So we can say that robotics not will kill our jobs, but create new ones.
Yes,
right?
yes. I also want to say maybe there are cases where we have taken the application of robotics and AI in HR technology maybe a bit too far. Take for example, we spoke earlier about video interviews where facial expressions, the body language and the tone and the choice of words of a job applicant is being analyzed. I think while using artificial intelligence in this process make the entire recruitment process more efficient and more data driven. We should never forget that we are dealing with a human, and the end goal should really still be providing this person with a good experience. This is another example. I feel that having a human with strong empathy skills to augment the artificial intelligence in the video recruitment would actually deliver a better experience for the job applicant. A human could come in and make the job applicant feel comfortable, explain the process, perhaps to take questions from this person so that this person will feel more natural actually answering questions in the video interview. I think that's still very important in today's world where we have all these new technology like AI and robotics.
Munch, thank you very much. We learned a lot from you, and I hope we can follow up your business career in the future. Thank you very much for joining us. We will come back to you with much more interesting interviews with businessmen and successful entrepreneurs from all over the world. Bye!